Lesson 7. Justice as Entertainment. Spectacular Justice, The Circus on Trial, and the Trial as Circus, Picton, 1903. Circuses are unusual events. However, the Pan-American Circus that came to Picton, Ontario in the summer of 1903 was particularly unusual because it resulted in a murder of a black American by another black American. This was unusual in the overwhelmingly white and loyalist Ontario town. The facts of the case are clearly discussed in the reading. Of more interest are the factors that may have influenced the outcome of the murder trial. Assizes have a long history in English law dating back to the 12th century and were based on a format of the court coming to you, rather than you having to travel long distances to the nearest large center with a permanent court. Smaller communities, which could not hold their own criminal courts, would be visited by a regular circuit of judges who would try criminal cases. The fact that Picton was on the assize circuit points to the context of a community bypassed by the major railway and not destined to be a major center of industry, urbanization, or population. Indeed, as Strange and Lew discuss, Picton sought to make the best of its location and lack of industrialization by promoting itself as a summertime getaway from the big city. In the context of a community that was small and largely homogeneous, the fact that a murder involving two black men connected to an American circus was certainly extraordinary. A question raised by the juxtaposition of the small tourist town with a circus murder is whether this could have had an impact on the course of the murder investigation and trial. The fact that the victim and accused were Americans and black could be significant in the context of a small white loyalist town proud of its British heritage. But how might have this been a factor? On the one hand, the claim could be made that just such a homogeneous community might have lashed out at these two American others, circus laborers from the southern United States. Would there be much sympathy? On the other hand, and again pointing to the town's proud British roots and the tradition of Anglo-Canadian law, the claim might be made that this could be an opportunity to show the mercy of Canadian law. Another question arises out of Clark and Johnston's outsider status. Since neither of them lived in the community, had ties to the community such as property, a job, or family, would this make a conviction or an acquittal likely? Strange and Lew suggest this points to a sympathy with outsiders. But could this not have just as easily been a motive for a conviction, since it would not be your brother, your father, or son who would be hanged for the crime, especially if the accused was black and most of the town was white? The involvement of the prosecutor, Roger Clute, who 2 decades previously had helped convict and send to the gallows a possibly innocent man, may also have been influential in the Picton's jury verdict. In explaining this factor, the authors claim that antipathy towards Clute may have influenced the jury. They did not want another possibly innocent man to be hanged. But what do all these factors suggest about the Picton jury? Should a jury, particularly in a capital case, take into account factors such as the reputation of their community, their feelings about the prosecutor and his track record, and the status of the victim and the accused? One view might be that juries should only base their decisions on the facts. But when digging into this statement a bit deeper, it becomes clear that facts, whether presented in a courtroom or in a history book, are not objective events, but statements presented as evidence to back a particular claim. Calling them facts lends authority to the evidence, but it does not mean that they are true. Another view might be that juries, of course, are made up of fallible humans, supposed peers to the accused, and they are as susceptible to complex motivations and considerations in reaching a verdict on such a crime.